I was reclining on my backside, thighs spread wide open. The smell of flower-scented lubricant filled the air, and hot lights burned down on my sweat-slicked black skin. Blubbery and pink-skinned Myron Big Dick Palmer was slamming his thing into me, saying, "Oh baby, yeah baby, daddy's coming home, he's almost there, almost there." There were two high-def video cameramen working us, one moving from face to face while the other focused on our genitals. The still photographer was Carmen Aaliyah from Brazil. The recycling hum of her digital camera buzzed around us like a hungry horsefly circling an open wound. "More passion," Linda Love, the director, yelled. She was talking to me. Myron always had the same passion in any sex scene because he closed his eyes and imagined that he was with Nora Brathwaite, his high school sweetheart. She had never let him go all the way, and every sex scene he did was dedicated to wiping out that humiliation from his heart. Luckily for me, Myron's size pushed his thing against a sore spot deep inside. So when Linda called for more feeling, I stopped thinking about the details of the shoot and began to concentrate on how much he was hurting me with his attempt to penetrate all the way back to adolescence. I allowed the pain to show in my face with each stabbing lunge. "That's better," Linda said. "Almost there," Myron moaned for what seemed like the 100th time. The grunting meant that he was about to orgasm. I knew it. Myron knew it, and worst of all, Linda was aware of what was coming, so to speak. Within the next 6 seconds, she cried, "On your knees, Debbie," and I'd have to jump down while looking up into the bright lights as Myron Big Dick ejaculated on my face and breasts. That was the money shot. The reason I woke up at 5 a.m., spent hours doing makeup and hair, toes, and fingers. It was the reason I capped my front teeth and had breast implants, worked out 2 hours a day, 5 days a week with the trainer to the stars, Efron Fuentes, and shaved my pussy more often than my husband shaved his gym. The money shot was not only my paycheck, but also the salary of every grip, cameraman, makeup artist, and gopher in the room. Our reason for living would spout from Myron's big pink dick. This was no revelation. I had experienced thousands of ejaculations from men of every color, size, and nationality. I had been spouted upon in Moscow, Kingston, Paris, and Johannesburg. This was my job. The only thing I worried about was keeping the acrid stuff out of my eyes. I was preparing to slide down from the sofa onto my knees when something amazing happened. Myron grunted, and Carmen switched to a double flash setting. Linda cried, "Debbie!" And Myron plunged up against that one spot in my entire sex that still had sensation. I could feel a blast from the air conditioner and the crusty fabric of the sofa where we teetered. Me on my back wearing only leopard print high heels, and Myron on his knees thrusting. And then, completely unbidden, I imagined a tall, olive-skinned man with intense eyes standing in the corner of the crowded room. I knew this man but could not name him. I was moving toward him, and at the same time I was being stalked by the most powerful orgasm that I had ever experienced. The faster I moved, the closer the feeling came, until suddenly I was bucking and screaming, begging for more. "On your knees," Linda shouted, but I was way beyond taking orders from her. I could feel my nipples getting so tight that they seemed to be pinching themselves, and I felt the full weight of the experience of every one of my 31 years. Myron pushed me off the red sofa and onto the floor. He stood up, drizzling his semen on me while I jerked around like a mackerel just landed on a day boat off San Pedro. I wanted to stop, but the orgasm was relentless, like a series of storm-driven waves crashing down on the shore. The only option open to me was to let go of consciousness while Linda and her producers tried to figure out a way to save the shot and all of our paychecks. I woke up in what was once the nursery of the Bel Air mansion. The owner of the house had been a movie producer for one of the big studios until his star waned. He foolishly mortgaged his house to finance his girlfriend's film, Fun for Fauna. The movie didn't even make it to DVD, and now the owner, Sherman Pettigrew, rented this place for porno shoots whenever he could. Sherman lived in a trailer behind his ex-girlfriend's new beau's house in Topanga Canyon. Anyway, I came awake on a daybed in the barren nursery of the failed movie producer's house, stillborn into wakefulness after wasting what seemed like the last iota of passion in my life. "You okay?" a soft voice asked. I raised my head and saw Lana Lear sitting on a pink wicker chair. She was very polite, very white, with hair short as a new recruit's buzz cut. "I passed out," I said. "Yeah, it's so embarrassing." Lana giggled and then she laughed. "What's so funny?" I asked, even though I knew the answer. I don't mean to make fun, Deb, but it's kind of silly for a woman who's had sex with 5 men at once to be shy about an orgasm. Where is everybody? They left. Lana asked me to stay and make sure that you were all right, but I would have stayed anyway. I realized that it was dark outside. When I shifted into bed, I felt the long-lasting, slick lubricant between my thighs. How long was I out? A long time. Was Linda mad? No, Myron really saved the day. You look good with him standing over you like that. It looked real. I have to get home, Lana, I said, trying to gather the strength to sit upright. Has anybody heard from my husband? Linda reached out. Yeah, it says Linda, but it should be Lana. Lana reached out and took my hands. She remained steady, and I was able to pull myself up. No, I called the house, but I only got the servants. Thanks for staying with me. I remember once in Jamaica, that dickhead Lester Foley got me high and left me out in the hut in the beach with no clothes at all. Let's get you cleaned up, the diminutive personal assistant said. That's all.